Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
You've got 3.
As a player. I guess we'll be married for 20 years one day.
Would you? If you came home,
won't need it.
If you came home holding a bag of ice, and Jen was like, "Oh, honey, what'd you do?"
She'd be like, I thought you already got fixed.
I made the ultimate sacrifice.
I had to cut my dick off, honey. We're gonna win a Super Bowl. She'd be like, all right. Or would she be upset?
She'd probably be on board.
She would be like, do you want me to do it? You want to do it now?
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to Brian's World. I am your gracious and humble host, Brian B. Shynin, the ambassador of Kansas City's favorite son. And I am so glad and so blessed that you're here with me on another week of foolishness inside of Brian's World. And I'm not going to waste your time because I know you literally could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Love and appreciate you for that. And while you're here, please make sure you subscribe and tap in with my fam at Foolish Club Media. You can tap in, rate, review, subscribe, like, love, comment, share, whatever. All that Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course on YouTube. And while you're browsing on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe to the B Shynin page. Brian B Shynin page on YouTube is lit. I mean, what more can I say? Every Wednesday, Brian's World drops. Well, every other Wednesday now. It's every Wednesday during football season. But every other Wednesday, Brian's World drops on YouTube. Also, my Hustle and Shine in the Morning content, where you can tap into all my conversations with Mayor Lucas, R&B Shining, Motivational Minute, everything that I do, all my content right there on the B Shining YouTube page. Please tap in, man. I'm trying to get. I done had a little uptick in viewership and subscribers here lately. Let's keep that momentum going, man, so I can monetize this thing, so I can do this full time. What's up? What's happening? This week on the pod, I'm gonna talk about Super Bowl 60 and how I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a Chiefs thing, but I just feel like there is no juice for this Super Bowl, especially compared to the ones that we've seen the past 6-7 years. The East-West Transit on 18th and Vine. This is Kansas City news now. It's a possibility that could be coming up here in the future. I had a conversation with Mayor Lucas about that. We'll discuss it. I recently had a chance to check out Teddy Riley live, legendary producer, the king of New Jack Swing. And I got to give my man his flowers and some of the things that I've experienced with him and some of the things that I learned tapping in with him when I was in LA at the NAMM Music Conference. And then this conversation came up again because of the boxing match that happened this past weekend, but man's hairpiece went outside of the ring. It got knocked off his head, literally. We got to have this conversation again about balding. And fellas, you gotta let it go. We're gonna have a real conversation about that in this episode in Brian's World.
So, game on the line. I know you guys love this question. Who are you taking, Darnold or May?
You up.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm up. Oh, cool.
Looking over here. You know it was you up first.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I'm going to go with Sam Darnold because I've seen it with my own eyes. I saw it in week 11 against the Rams, where they were down 16 points with 9 minutes left, and he brought them back in the OT and won the game. I've seen him do it the last time they played, where he drove down the field and made some throws. And I have some tape I'll show you later on. But to me, you have to see it. And he does it with his arms. He'll make all the throws. He's playing at such a pace at the quarterback, meaning he understands where he wants to go with the ball right now. To me, he's playing the best football that we've seen many quarterbacks play in a long time. He knows where he wants to go with the football, and he's not afraid to make the throw.
I am not excited about this Super Bowl. And no, it's not just because the Chiefs are not in it. No, it's just it's minimal juice with this bowl. Now, with that being said, I do think there's going to be a good competitive football game, but for the football purist. So whatever side chick you got going to your Super Bowl party, or your sister or your mama or your auntie who thinks she's into football, I don't know if they're gonna be into this game as they've been into the previous, I don't know, 10, 20 Super Bowl matchups before this year. But it's like it's no real reason to despise either team, to be honest with you. Maybe the Patriots, because I don't know about y'all, but I still have Patriots fatigue from the last 20 years that they constantly made the Super Bowl. And these bastards are back. So if you had to hate a team, I could see you doing that to the Patriots. However, with these Patriots, this is not the same version of Bill Belichick's Patriots. These Patriots is kind of fun, especially with Mike Vrabel being their head coach. He makes it hard to hate these guys. And if you've been watching them this year, they got great team camaraderie. They have great chemistry amongst each other. They seem to like each other a lot on and off the field. After every game, or after the wins, we see the players dapping up Mike Vrabel as they're going into the locker room, and everybody's jovial, and it just seems like it's a real bond between the Patriots and the young guys are having fun. You got Stephon Diggs and the Cardi B connection, and him, and doing what he's doing off of the field. Remember before the season, I remember when the Patriots signed Stephon Diggs, and I'm like, that don't match. I guess he's going to a wasteland. That he's coming off of surgery. He tore his ACL last year with the Texans. And I didn't think he was going to be the same player as he was. And I think he's found a new role in New England as being kind of the guy who does some of the dirty work, getting the underneath catches, going across the middle. So, like, Stephon Diggs ended up being a fantastic signing for the Patriots. Probably one of the better offseason moves that we saw last year from the NFL. So, these Patriots are a little bit more fun than the Bill Belichick era, all business, Patriot way, New England Patriots. But Mike Vrabel, to me, he makes them likable. I mean, he is a Leo. So, I mean, that's kind of what we do as Leos. You no matter how bad you want to hate us, you're going to love us at the end of the day. It's a beautiful thing. But also there's a narrative void too in Super Bowl 60. There's no legacy questions. There's no repeat questions. There's no dynasty on the line. It's little intrigue, and I think that's because a lot of the casual football fans don't even know a lot of the players that's playing in this game. If you go to an average football fan, not even a casual NFL Super Bowl fan who only watches the NFL during the Super Bowl, but if you take a average NFL fan, I bet you they could name 11 starters of the 22 from either the Seahawks or the Patriots. I bet you they couldn't. It's just because the Seahawks are so young. And to me, it seems like they got good really fast, but it was really like a 3 or 4 year process with the Seahawks, going back to the Russell Wilson trade, and they got a boatload of draft picks from the Broncos, and they were able to build through the draft the old-fashioned way. They added some key free agents at certain positions, and including their quarterback, Sam Darnold, who a lot of people are cheering for in the Super Bowl because of his NFL journey thus far. Number 1 overall pick in 2018 is the year after Mahomes, and he's in the same quarterback draft class as Josh Allen. He's already made a Super Bowl before Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, who's in that same draft class as him.
Damn.
Baker Mayfield was in that draft class. And if you remember, Josh Rosen was in that draft class as well, who ended up being the worst out of those. I think it was 5 first-round picks. But I didn't see Sam Darnold get into a Super Bowl before Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. That's crazy to me when you think about it. But a lot of people are cheering for him, for Sam Darnold and what he's had to go through, bouncing from team to team. The Jets, seem to give up on him a little earlier because that's a dysfunctional ass organization and they don't never know what the hell they doing. So it just seems like he's finally got together. Going last year in Minnesota, we saw what he did when things got tight, and I thought that Sam Darnold was going to be the same one that goes to Seattle, and that's why I was so big on the Seahawks not advancing to the Super Bowl and having the early playoff exit. Boy, was I wrong about that. But I think that with Sam Darnold and his success, it could be kind of changing the quarterback narrative around the league and how teams evaluate quarterbacks going forward. And I think it's time to address the current, structure around quarterbacks and where they are actually. Who are the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks that you can see constantly getting paid whenever their contract is up? Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, maybe a Burrow or whatever. So, okay, those guys are in that tier of getting these contracts. But then you take a Miami Dolphins situation. And it's like now with the way these contracts are going, it's like the next quarterback that's up for a contract extension is supposed to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. No, that's how things have gone the past, 10 or so years in the National Football League. Derek Carr at one point was the highest paid player in the National Football League. Kirk Cousins, I think, one point was the highest paid player in the league. Tua Tagovailoa, he's one of the highest paid players in the National Football League, and that I don't get. If you're the Dolphins, for example, why in the hell, just because it's Tua's time to get paid, just because his contract is up, that does not mean you have to pay him Mahomes money. Let his ass walk. And that was the mistake that the Dolphins made that I think a lot of NFL teams have made. It's like, okay, we got to keep this quarterback because maybe he's just good enough. No, he's just as good as somebody who you could get in a draft, fam. Seriously. If at worst or at best, you develop some type of quarterback competition between an incoming rookie and the quarterback that you currently have that you don't think can play up to that Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar Jackson type contract. So with all that being said, I just think that people are going to structure their NFL teams differently, a lot like how the Seahawks have. Surrounding your quarterback with plenty of talent, with great, and it doesn't hurt that your damn wide receivers having an MVP like season. If it wasn't for the MVP just being a quarterback award, that damn Jackson Smith and Jigba, he might be the damn MVP of the league because he's having a breakout season, and that's another reason why we still have a narrative void in the Super Bowl is because a lot of people don't even know who the best player in this game is. A lot of people can't even pronounce his name, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Probably the best wide receiver in the league this year, if not the best player in the league this year. So going back to the quarterback conversation real quick, though, before I wrap that up with Sam Darnold and what the Seahawks have done, that's what the Chiefs were trying to do to me with Alex Smith. Surround him with a plethora of talent. Still give him his contract to, his skill set or his parameter of where he's supposed to be. Not Mahomes money, not the top, contract in the league, not the biggest contract in the league. But at that time, the Chiefs had a really good defense. They surrounded him with a solid defense. Could have had better offensive pieces around him, but it was a great offensive line. These draft picks that these guys have gotten the past 3 or 4 years, they are really starting to pay off now. And that's why you see those guys in the Super Bowl and why you didn't see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl when Alex Smith was our quarterback. But you could tell that the National Football League is missing the Chiefs in this Super Bowl. Even like Super Bowl week. Radio Row, it doesn't seem like it's as cracking, it's as live as it's been in the past few years. And the Chiefs are missed, I'm telling you this, just based simply on star power. Again, Jackson Smith and Jigba, the best player in this game. Most casual football fans don't even know who he is or can hardly pronounce his name. So Mahomes just isn't elite, but he is a TV magnet. As you saw this year, the Chiefs had 4 or 5 of the top watch games in the NFL this year. So he's appointment television. He is definitely must-see TV, especially if you hate Mahomes. He's a good hate watch for you haters out there. I just know that there are legions of people, legions who hate Patrick Mahomes, and they will tune in just for a chance to see him cry and to see him lose. So fans, they tune in for him, not just the matchup. And that's what you get with Kelsey as well. He's a good hate watch for other people who hate the Chiefs as well. Taylor Swift, the whole 9 yards with Chiefs Kingdom. People hate us, and they love to tune in and watch us, see us have a chance to lose. Quickly, I want to revisit my preseason predictions as we wrap up football coverage as the pinnacle of the NFL season is coming up with Super Bowl 60. And my picks weren't that bad. They were not off by much. However, there are a few glaring holes. The first glaring hole is me not even having the Seahawks in the damn playoffs.
What?
So, I divide my teams up into little tiers, or into categories, I should say, into what I thought that they would be. My first category, Super Bowl contenders, I had Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Bills, Commanders, and Rams. And boy, was I wrong on several of those teams. Who was I right about right there? Were the Eagles and Bills, were they considered Super Bowl contenders this year? I don't know. I guess Chiefs and Ravens definitely not. Commanders definitely not. Rams, yes. So we'll get a win right there. Next category, I had dangerous with a chance. These are teams that I thought, they're going to be tough to deal with. They're going to be pretty damn good this year. Broncos, Chargers, right about those two. Buccaneers, not really. They didn't make the playoffs. And then the Vikings, I had them on there. I believed in J.J. McCarthy. I thought he was going to do some things this year.
Damn.
Teams that will fall off. I was right about, this is topsy-turvy with this one, because one I was right about and one I was wrong about, but they both were right and wrong. Beginning of the season, Houston started off terrible, and I thought I was Johnny on the spot with that pick right there. They ended up getting their shit together at the end of the season, making a decent playoff run. And then the Lions actually started off decent. They started off okay. Ended up falling off towards the end. So I don't know if I'm counting both of those. I can't count the Texans as a win, as a team that'll fall off because they made the damn playoffs. But I did pick the Lions, though. Teams set to improve. This was probably my best category right here. 49ers, Titans, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, Jaguars, Jets. 2 teams on there did not improve this year. Jets didn't, and the Raiders didn't. However, Jaguars, Patriots, Panthers, all those teams made the playoffs. Niners, they made the playoffs. The Titans, can we really say they got better?
Hell no.
Maybe, because they don't have a number 1 pick this year. The Raiders do. So there we go. They got better. This is an interesting category. Teams stuck in neutral. I had Cowboys, Colts, Packers, Seahawks, Cardinals. Now, honestly, I was right about almost all of these teams except the Seahawks. Packers were stuck in neutral. They were the 7th seed, got knocked out in the first round. Colts didn't make the playoffs. Cowboys didn't make the playoffs. Cardinals didn't make the playoffs. They fired their coach. So I did pretty good in that category too. Teams set to disappoint. I had Steelers, Bears, Bengals, Falcons. Did the Falcons disappoint their fans? I don't know. I think the Falcons were probably right on par with what they were supposed to do. They would probably be better in stuck in neutral. Bengals, I was spot on about. Bears and Steelers, however, dead wrong, especially the Bears, as they went on a nice playoff run. And then my last category I had on the clock for the 2026 NFL Draft. Saints, Browns, Dolphins, Giants. Pretty much nailed that one. The Dolphins made a little run towards the end, and the Saints too. They made a little run too, but they wouldn't finna do nothing in the 2025 NFL season. My playoff teams, I had Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Jaguars, Broncos, Chargers, Texans. I told y'all about them Jaguars before the season, because a lot of people didn't have them even making the playoffs. I had them winning the South. So if you count it, I got Texans, Chargers, Broncos, Jaguars, and Bills. Only 2 teams I had on there that didn't make the playoffs were Chiefs and Ravens. All by all means, pretty damn good. NFC, Rams, Bucks, Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Niners, Vikings. I was tripping, big tripping with the Vikings. And I mean, the Commanders, look, last year they went to the NFC Championship game. They had momentum. Jaden Daniels, he gets hurt and everything goes to hell. So I can understand why I would think that the Commanders could make some noise in the NFC. But again, no Seahawks on there. But I did have, who are my playoff teams? Rams, Bucks, Packers, Eagles, and Niners. So only missed 2 on both sides on the NFC and AFC. However, my Super Bowl 60 matchup was Rams and Chiefs. And yeah, we saw how that went for both teams. My official Super Bowl pick. This is a tough one. First off, I want to say too, with the uniform matchup in the Super Bowl, I'm highly disappointed. The Seahawks, I can understand them going all blue, but the Patriots, y'all are the home team this year. The AFC is the home team. We supposed to be wearing colored jerseys, and what do the Patriots want to do? This is a special fit check, by the way. The Patriots want to wear all white. That's pissing me off about. I had to squeeze that in this segment, y'all. I had nowhere else to put it. But that's just pissing me off about this Super Bowl thus far as a uniform matchup, because it could have been a million times better. But with that being said, my brain is saying Seattle, but my heart is saying New England, because I feel like a lot of people are doubting those guys. And you add in the Bill Belichick Hall of Fame snub. And you add in people doubting Vrabel as a Super Bowl coach, and you add in people doubting the Patriots' schedule all year, because it was mighty cupcakeish. Even that playoff run was cupcakeish. They faced C.J. Stroud and Jarrett Stidham on their way to the Super Bowl to play Sam Darnold.
I beg your pardon?
I could see this thing going either way. I could see the Seahawks blowing these guys out, but Vrabel is too good of a coach to get blown out in a Super Bowl, dog. So I'm thinking Patriots. I really am. I'm thinking the Patriots are going to pull off the impossible, because everybody's expecting Seattle to dominate them, because allegedly Seattle has the better roster or the better team. I'm taking the Patriots. They're going to get their 7th Super Bowl title, which, yeah, would definitely lead the NFL. They're back. These bastards are back. Them damn Patriots. We can't get rid of them.